I remember the time when The Force Awakens first came out, when a lot of people were theorizing about who Rey's parents were supposed to be. And one of the most popular theories is that she is probably uh, the daughter of Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade. And the reason why they believed in that is because there is a habit of people mixing up the rules and the settings in the expanded universe and assume that they will be mostly integrated into the Disney era Star Wars canon. And before we get started, allow me to show you this beautiful Mara Jade action figure. This is from the 3.75-inch Black Series line. And this is so far one of the most well-made Mara Jade action figures with the most points of articulation so far. And you can see this puffy redhead 80s hairstyle that reminds me a little bit of Sarah Connor from Terminator. And wouldn't it be beautiful if we pair her up with this Luke Skywalker right there, Jake Skywalker, Disney Luke Skywalker. I mean, there's quite a bit of an age gap, but this is what a lot of people were thinking, that these two people were supposed to be Rey's parents. And that was my idea for today, because a lot of people believe that there is no way that Mara Jade will be able to be integrated into the Disney Star Wars canon after what happens with the sequel trilogy, and possibly what they've seen so far in the Mandalorian and Ahsoka in the post Return of the Jedi timeline. And I'm here to say that it is possible, in my opinion, and it is the idea of this video. I want to share with you how I would personally place Mara Jade in the Disney Star Wars canon. So the first thing that I would do is I would reserve most of Mara Jade's settings in the expanded universe and carry them over to the Disney canon, and then root out and then alter the things that do not fit in with the Disney Star Wars timeline, and then figure out a way to help Mara Jade fit in with the Disney canon while make it better or make it even more interesting. So in this Disney Star Wars timeline, Mara Jade is still the Emperor's hand. She was trained by Palpatine himself at a very young age, but because we haven't seen much of her in the Darth Vader comics and the Inquisitor comics in Star Wars Rebels, we have to assume that she was going on some even more top secret missions that does not overlap with Darth Vader and the Inquisitors. We also have to take into consideration where Mara Jade was in the post-Return of the Jedi timeline. And what I would do is I would introduce Mara Jade as one of Luke Skywalker's students that is around Luke Skywalker's age. And this would require some Dave Filoni level retcon, because to my understanding, most of Luke Skywalker's students were supposed to be teenagers, according to what we know about the sequel trilogy. And this would require some Dave Filoni retcon. You know what Dave Filoni really loves? He loves to retcon the Star Wars lore, which defeats the point of starting a new Star Wars canon, but this is one of the few cases where I think that retconning a little bit of details in the lore in the novels and the comic books would greatly benefit and repair the overall Disney Star Wars timeline, because one of the focal points that keep the Star Wars fan base divided, that keeps them constantly angry and apathetic to future Star Wars projects, is actually what they did with the Skywalker family after Return of the Jedi. No more new Jedi Order, no Ben Skywalker, no Jason Solo, no Jaina Solo, no Anakin Solo, no Solo children, no new Jedi. If you do Luke Skywalker's New Jedi Order, if you put them into the Disney canon, you could have introduced so many interesting characters. You could have just kept so many of the interesting characters from the expanded universe and bring them to the Disney canon. Corran Horn, Kyle Katarn, X2, Tenno Ka, and the Solo children, and Tahira Vela, and all the others that I'm may not be able to remember at this point, and also Chewbacca's nephew, whose name is Lobaka. And that was why the sequel trilogy became a massive deal breaker to me, because it completely wiped out one of my most treasured aspects of the Star Wars expanded universe, that is the Skywalker family story and Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy, the return of the Jedi Order in the post-Return of the Jedi era. In my opinion, I think that having the sequel trilogy repeat what happened in the original trilogy was a bad idea. Having Luke Skywalker replicate the previous Jedi's mistakes was a really bad idea. So what I would do with Mara Jade is that I would introduce her as the Emperor's Hand, who was able to go through a redemption arc, possibly thanks to Luke Skywalker, and then Luke Skywalker could introduce her, could invite her into his new Jedi Academy. And then you can do a comic book series or a novel series or an animated series that involves Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade and how they fell in love, and possibly even having children if we decide to go there, because I would have done anything to preserve Luke Skywalker's bloodline, to even bring Ben Skywalker into the Disney Star Wars canon, and I'm going to tell you how we can make that happen. So, over the course of Luke Skywalker's relationship with Mara Jade in the Disney canon, Luke Skywalker managed to get Mara Jade pregnant, possibly without getting married, so that if we look back at things in the sequel trilogy, we can just interpret Luke Skywalker's relationship with Mara Jade as a fling, as a very important fling, as a painful memory that Luke Skywalker merely mentions and that Han Solo and Leia never had the opportunity to mention. But this fling also resulted in one more Skywalker offspring, and we can call him Ben Skywalker, or if you want him to be a woman, we can call her Jaina Skywalker. That way we would have Ben and Jason and Jaina's name preserved in the post-Return of the Jedi Star Wars timeline inside the Disney canon. So what happened is, sometime they encountered some devastating events that separates Mara Jade from Luke Skywalker, and that is the turning point that made Luke Skywalker from the original wise and composed Jedi Master that was shown in the end of Return of the Jedi and The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, to the grumpy old farm boy that was shown in The Last Jedi. And that was the premise of introducing Mara Jade into the Disney canon. You make Mara Jade's separation with Luke Skywalker the main point that led to Luke Skywalker's downfall, that led to the destruction of his new Jedi Academy. And that was about it. Of course, I don't think that Disney Lucasfilm would have the creativity or the creative freedom. I don't think that Disney Lucasfilm would have the creative freedom, the creative vision to do it. But I think that this is a very interesting idea that is worth discussion. In the light that this video gains enough traction, you know what I really wanted to do is, aside from getting the views, aside from building my channel, I wanted to start discussions and have more people talking under the comment section, because from my personal experience, from my personal habits, I am aware that a lot of people will go straight to the comment section to read the comments instead of actually finishing the video. And that's okay, that's exactly what I am looking for. So that's about it. That is my video for today. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out my other videos. And I will see you in the next video.